Few of the problems in the review guide on rational expressions, because these are traditionally things that people have had trouble with. So let's go ahead and get started. So this problem here is asking you to find the domain. So this is a rational expression because you have um, a numerator over a denominator with some values of x, right? So this function has x squared minus 4 in the denominator. You know that the domain is only um, valid when the denominator is not 0. So let's figure out where the denominator is 0. So we set x squared minus 4 equal to 0. So if we factor that, that's x plus 2, x minus 2 equal to 0. So that means it's 0 when x equals negative 2 and positive 2. So the domain is going to be everything from negative infinity to negative 2, but then we skip over the negative 2. That's why that gets a parentheses, but we don't include negative 2. Then we have to go from negative 2 to 2. Again, we skip over the 2 because that's not included in the domain, and then go from 2 to infinity. So it's everything but negative 2 and 2. So this is one way to write the domain. Okay, for the next problem, it's number 14. This is a very standard problem in rational expressions. We're asked to simplify it. So the first thing you want to do is factor the numerator and the denominator. So that's x plus 1 times x minus 1 in the numerator. And then also factor the denominator. So that's x plus 4, x minus 1. And now you notice that the x minus 1 is a common factor. So you divide them out. And so the final answer is x plus 1 over x plus 4. Okay. The next problem is to simplify this radical expression. So once again, we factor everything. But since this is a division problem, you are going to first turn it into a multiplication problem, right? So you have, I'm just going to rewrite this as a multiplication problem. So that means you invert the second quantity. You take the reciprocal, so you multiply by the reciprocal. Now you do the same thing as we did before, which is to factor everything. Right, so this factors, try to factor everything as much as we can. So the numerator factors into x minus 3 times x minus 1. Now the denominator, that one's going to take a little bit more work. It's 3x squared, so 3x and x. Okay, now you need a plus 5 and a minus 8. So the only way to get that is a minus 5 here and a minus 1. So that will give you a minus 8. So you can always multiply back out to check your answers. Okay, again, this one is a minus 11 and you got a 10. So once again, you have a 3x and an x. Okay, and it's minus 11x. So let's see, you need something that multiplies out to 10 and then adds up to negative 11. So that is going to be, well, let's try 5 and 2. Will that work? No. Okay, how about 5 and 2? Oh, this way. 5 and 2 works like this, though, okay? If I flip it around. So that's 3x minus 5 and x minus 2. So you have to try a few different combinations before you can see that which one works. And then this one, x squared minus 9 is x plus 3 times x minus 3. So now we're ready to divide out anything that is common. So these divide out. These divide out as well. And then we have the x minus 3's all divide out. So here a lot of factors divided out. So you get x minus 2 over x plus 3 is the final answer. And the last one is asking you to simplify. And now this is an adding problem. So you need to find the common denominator. So the least common denominator for between both of them is b minus 3 times b plus 1. Okay. And so the numerator has to change too, right? So you need to do b minus 2 or b minus 3. You need to multiply the first one, numerator and denominator, by b plus 1. And then the second one, because you want them in the same denominator, the second one has a denominator b plus 1, so you multiply the numerator by b minus 3. Okay, so you now have them both in the same denominator. Okay, like that. And then now you have to simplify the numerator. Now it says do not factor after simplifying. So let's go ahead and just simplify it. So you just multiply that out. So that's going to be b squared um, minus 2b plus b minus 2. Okay, so these problems tend to be a little bit longer than the others. And the second one is b squared minus b minus 3b plus 3. And if you simplify all of this, you get b squared minus b minus 2. That's the first set. The second set is b squared minus 4b plus 3 all over b minus 3 times b plus 1. We're still not finished because we need to combine like terms. Okay, so once you combine like terms, that's 2b squared minus 5b plus 1 all over b minus 3 times b plus 1. And don't worry about anything being factored because you're not asked to do that. Okay, so that is wraps up the material on the rational expression.